We are in a very extraordinary time, of course. We have COVID-19, which has turned our lives upside down. And it's definitely connected to the climate crisis because it's connected to the biodiversity crisis. And it's also shown that it's also shaken up, people have lost loved ones and jobs and security, and it's shown how threats are compounded in a crisis. It's shown, especially for those that are marginalized and racialized in our current unjust system, it's shown a housing crisis, a lack of migrant rights. We see inequity and injustice and ongoing police brutality. We see it in the pipelines going on Indigenous territory. And so we also see a tremendous outpouring of care and concern in communities and of networks of support. We see more people questioning the inherent racism in society. And we're revaluing things. We're looking at our communities anew. So in this context, I would like us maybe for the introductory exercise to think about something in a sentence or two that motivates us to take action for change. So if you could just give your name and a sentence or two about what you care about, basically why you're here, that would be great. And I'm gonna ask Rosemary to start.
Okay, put me on the spot. So I'm Rosemary, I'm a volunteer at Climate Fest. Why am I here? Well, I've always been someone who fought for social justice, and I see climate justice for many years as connected with social justice. So the most vulnerable and those that have least contributed to the problem are the ones most affected by it. So that's why I'm here.
Thanks, Rosemary. Mark?
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Colleen, for hosting tonight's event. My name is Mark. I'm here. I'm also a volunteer for Climate Fest. I had wanted to attend a few previous kitchen table climate conversations, but was unable to. I think spreading the word, talking about it, making uncomfortable conversations, just justice issues across the board, and specifically here tonight, the climate, is extremely important in broadening the education and the awareness in people. And I'm looking forward to having more of these conversations tonight and taking it forward with me.
Thank you, Mark. That was really well said. Lynn?
Yes, well, I've gotten involved in climate work because I care about the world that my children are going to live in, and my grandchildren and all other young people on the planet, as well as all the animals and plants on the planet who are very much affected by the changing climate. And it's a solvable crisis, something we can do something about. So I see it as intergenerational justice, and really glad to be part of that action for that reason.
Yeah. Valerie?
Hi. I was a kindergarten teacher for many, many years and spent a lot of time with a small group of children, encouraging them to love the natural world. And I retired recently and wanted to devote my time to making sure that there's a natural world for them. And also I, especially during these COVID times, have recognized how interconnected the climate work is with social justice work. And so I've really learned a lot in the process, and I'm also learning still. And just for the record, I'm the volunteer coordinator. So if you're watching this webcast, you'll be hearing from me if you sign up. Thanks.
Thank you, Valerie. Natsuki? Yeah, I hope I'm pronouncing your name properly. Welcome.
Hi, my name is Natsuki. I'm working as a volunteer for Africa Climate Action Initiative, and also I'm personally passionate about climate change and our social actions. Also, business as usual and life as usual is something we should change after COVID-19 is over, as well as now. Yeah, nice to meet you, everybody.
Yeah, thank you. Tanya?
Hi, My name's Tanya, and yeah, I'm generally, I want to help there be flourishing life in the future, and a more fair world for people as well. And I've been recently possibly doing some work with For Our Kids, and I've worked with people in Climate Fast in the past, and Fridays for Future strikes, and so I'm seeking to also gain more knowledge and help expand my ability to talk about the climate crisis. Thanks.
Great. Wendy?
I just think humans are just part of the whole. We're just a small piece, and I don't see what gives us the right to take the world as we know it down. You know, from the microscopic life form to the biggest life form, and honestly, and we're taking ourselves down with it, which is really kind of interesting. It boggles the mind that people are so short-sighted. And as a mom too, you know, I would like for my daughter to have a better world. And this polarization of the rich versus the poor, and it's all about the stuff. Well, stuff in the long run really doesn't make you happy. You're happy for 5 minutes and then you want more stuff. But if you're walking through the forest, or if you're patting your cat, or you're trying to regenerate something so that it goes back to a more natural environmental state, I think that's where the joy and the happiness lies, and the relationships with everything, whether it's the tree or the coyote or your kids or your friends. It's particularly important. So that's me.
That's lovely, Wendy. Yuan Chen Tian?
Hi, my name is Yun Chan. I live in Toronto now. 2015 December, our whole family went to Singapore. We saw that exhibition about global warming that opened my eyes. And when I came back to Toronto, I joined Climate Fast and learned more about what is it going on. So, and then I found out my behavior and my lifestyle contribute to the global warming. And so I start to have I sold my car, and I learned what more I should change. And it's great that in Climate Fast, I learned it's important to have social action. It's not only myself. So, however, my Chinese, I speak Cantonese, and I'm a Christian. I find there are thousands and thousands of people in the church every Sunday. It's not talking about this. And so last year, I attended kitchen table conversation the whole day. After that, I started to teach Sunday school in different church. And I go to different church fellowship to talk about the climate problem. And I did that in Cantonese, and I wish we can do more. So tonight I come back and to learn more about more update, and I will encourage more people to come on September. So we have more Cantonese speaking people hopefully understand the English. I don't follow everything each time, but I am trying. So my goal is to share this message. It is global injustice. So this message to the people who speak the same first language with me. So this is my goal, and I come tonight.
Great, thank you. Sarah? Welcome, Sarah.
Thank you. Yeah, my name is Sarah Kamau. I'm a coordinator with Africa Climate Action Initiative. And the reason why I am so passionate about this is I will want to have my children one day and I tell them these are elephants and they are here, you know, instead of telling them that, you know, there used to be animals that were called elephants that were this, they look like this because they disappeared or they became extinct because we failed to do that. Or come and tell them, oh, here there used to be a river, you know, that used to pass through here and it no longer flows through here. So that is why I'm so passionate about climate change, and also coming from a family that is also farmers. We've seen the devastation of what climate change does to farming, and therefore that is the reason why I also joined Climate Fast, because of their resilience and yeah, and their drive to push for this agenda. And it's not just for all of us, but it's for everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, Jay, I don't know if you can speak or have to put into chat. So maybe Mark, if she has to put her introduction in chat, you could read it out for us.
So Jay is a member of Climate Fast. So I will read out her response that she's just typed. I've been a member of Climate Fast for about 2 years and have been involved in social justice issues for many years. I'm now very concerned about the health and habitat of wild species, which is why I'll be fighting Doug Ford's proposed and destructive Highway 413. I have just joined the Anti-Racism Committee and look forward to how we'll bring forward better conditions for BIPOC people.
Awesome. Thank you, Jay. Welcome. So at this point, I want to ask Valerie to come forward and do our land acknowledgement.
We acknowledge the sacred land on which we live and meet today. This land has been a site of human activity for 15,000 years. It is the territory of the Huron-Wendat, the Petun First Nations, the Seneca, and most recently the Mississaugas of the Credit River. The territory was the subject of the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Belt Covenant, an agreement between the Haudenosaunee Confederacy and the Confederacy of the Ojibwe and allied nations to peaceably share and care for the resources around the Great Lakes. We acknowledge that we meet on stolen land and do so to show solidarity with Indigenous peoples of Turtle Island. We recognize that decolonization must be an active and ongoing process of reconciliation.